Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to start off with removing some of the makeup on my eyes and my lips. I just came back from work, so I thought I'd film a quick New Year glam smoky eyes for you guys. So I'm just going to remove any of the lip makeup, and I'm using the micellar water by Garnier. And then I'm going to use exfoliating glove to remove any dry skin on my lips. I just find it's just a lot quicker. That's my way of doing it. You can use sugar scrub if you want, but I just thought I'll do that quickly. And I'm just going to apply some lip perfector by YSL. As you know, that's my favorite. And then I'm just going to go over with a little bit more foundation because my face needs a bit more coverage to freshen up my base. Use the Fenty foundation. And next up I'm going to use Kiko concealer in the shade number 6 and just go over the eye. I'm just going to go over the eye area and apply it over the lid and under the eyes also. Just using my fingers. Next up I'm using the All Nighter powder by Urban Decay, just to set everything and keep it all matte. Then I'm going with the brightening Kick-Ass powder. And set it all with the De-Slick spray by Urban Decay and let that dry. I'm going to use the Huda Beauty Warm Obsession palette. As you know, it's one of my favorite palettes that I keep going back in and dipping it in. Use the Morphe palette 35C palette. Now I'm using a brown shade as a transition color, and I'm using a fluffy brush. Just sweep that across the eyelid, and then I'm going to go in with a darker warm shade to just intensify the color a bit more and make it a lot more stronger. Same again on the other eye. Next up I'm using the Laura Geller palette in Iconic Downtown palette, and I'm using the navy blue shade, and I'm using a flat brush, and I'm just going to pack a lot of that color onto my eyelid, and you just keep packing that color. Don't forget to also dust it off or tap when you use eyeshadow or it'll end up everywhere, and just keep packing it. Make a crescent moon shape, so it's like easier to blend. So I want to create like a smoky eye for the new year kind of glam, so keep packing on that color. And same again on the other eye. And then I'm going back in with that warm brown and dusting that over to add a bit more color and it also blend it out. And then I'm going back in with the fluffy brush that I've used as a base to just kind of soften up the crease line. Shade and just blend in that crease line a bit to soften it up a bit more. And then I'm using the same navy blue for the waterline. Why do I keep saying the waterline? I meant under the eyes to kind of smoke it out, because we're going for a very smoky look. And then I'm using a black eye pencil by MAC. It's in the shade Feline, but you can use any black pencil if you like. And just apply that on the waterline. Then I'm using the fluffy brush again, a clean one, and just blending the bottom bit out so it doesn't look too harsh. And I think I got a bit more eyeshadow under the eye, so I'm just going to clean it up. Sometimes when you use too much eyeshadow that's quite loose, it kind of ends up everywhere. So I always tend to tap, but I don't know how I ended up with that one. I feel like the eyeshadow is very loose and it has a lot of fallout. So I'm going back in and cleaning that area and then applying foundation again. Then going back in with the small fluffy brush and just blending that out a bit more. And then I'm using a dark brown to kind of intensify the eyeliner. Not using a brown, I'm using a very dark brown. And then I'm going and using the Urban Decay Heavy Metals glitter, and it's in the shade Spandex. It's one of the dark blue glitters. It's one of the dark blue glitters by Urban Decay, and I love these because it dries really nicely. It's so easy to apply. And going in for a bit of sparkle, because you want a bit more sparkle for the new year. And also it's blue, so it kind of represents the sky. So that's the look I was going for. And I'm going to add a bit more of the blue eyeshadow, kind of blend it in so it blends out the glitter. Next up, I'm using a YSL metallic eyeshadow, and it's a white color. I'll link it down below because I can't remember the name right now. Up, I'm gonna add a bit more glitter in. I'm gonna add a bit more white glitter by Urban Decay, and it's in the shade Pyro. This is one of my favorite because I love adding that. It adds a bit more whiteness, kind of sparkle. And I'm going back in with the eye pen to kind of darken up a bit more. And then next up, I'm using my favorite mascara by Lancome, as you know, and just coating all the lashes. Next up, I'm using a Grafetobian foundation, cream. It's in the cream colors that I love going back in, and it's a yellow kind of shade, and I mix it up and I use that to highlight under the eyes. I'm using my fingers to kind of blend it out. Next up, I'm setting the highlighted areas with the Kick-Ass powder because I find that it mattifies it really well. And next up, I'm going with the Hola bronzer and creating a light contour. I'm not going for a very strong contour here. I kind of wanted to keep my contour quite light and natural. And I kind of mix up the colors to kind of intensify the colors and make it warmer. Next up, I'm using the NYX blusher in the shade Bronzed. It's again one of my other favorites. And next up, I'm using the Souffle powder by YSL in the shade number 2, and I'm going to buff up the whole face to kind of blend everything together. Also, it also mattifies and also creates a nice radiant without looking too matte. Use a setting spray by Jared Cosmetics and set everything. And then I am applying the lashes. Next up, I'm using a mascara by YSL in the curler, and I'm coating the bottom lashes. And I go back in with the spoolie to separate them. Next up, I'm using a liquid highlighter by the Balm Cosmetics in Mary Luminizer, and I'm just going to add a little bit because I want to create a very dewy kind of look, but still keep highlighted. And I think I got some on my brow hairs, so I'm just going to take that off. And I'm just using my fingers to kind of blend it into the skin so it warms it up as well. And try and just add a little bit. If you add too much, I feel like you're going to go over the top. So less is more. And if you want to add more, you just add more. Then I'm using the Laura Geller highlighter on top of it to kind of set it and also intensify the highlight a bit more. And then I'm using the brown NYX lip liner and just drawing out the lips. And I'm using the Velvet Teddy lipstick by MAC. It's one of my all-time favorites that I always go back into. And next up I'm applying the Jared Cosmetics in the shade Everything Nice and just going over it because I like to mix it up. Then I'm adding a bit of gloss to kind of make the lip pop a bit more. And that's the finished look, and I'm just going to add a bit more blusher.